Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to League of Europe. Here we are tonight for season number 11. It is round number 11 of the championship as we take in the French Grand Prix from the circuit Paul Ricard. My name is James and I'm going to be taking the stream, of course, as always, on this fine Saturday evening, a post-Grand National Saturday evening, as that as well. Hope you're all doing well. I'll be taking you the stream tonight for the next hour and a half or so for everything that is good about France and everything that is good about the circuit Paul Ricard. Now, coming into tonight, Larkin having won last week in Belgium in the feature race. Rick and Larkin ended up out of the points in the sprint. Makes it very interesting in terms of the championship because Rick leads the way on 217 points. Coming into tonight, Larkin there in second, 145. So, by my calculations, I think that is 72 points between Rick and Larkin. Correct me if I'm wrong on that in the chat if you are tuning in. 72 points between Rick and Larkin. That means Rick only needs to outscore Larkin, I think, here tonight for him to be crowned the championship winner. And that is, I think, by about 20 points or so that he's got to outscore him by. So it's going to be a bit of an uphill task, but Larkin in second has got the form from last week. That brilliant switchback that he had in that fantastic race at Belgium. Finishing second on 145, finishing first even on 145, second in the championship on 145 points. Tope in third on 129, Benji S in fourth on 111, Cross Liam in fifth on 101, Well Anyway in sixth, disappointing week from him in sixth on 93, Batuka in seventh on 84, Dari in eighth on 83, Jay Haynes in ninth on 71, and Matt Tibos ran off the top 10 on 68. Then it's a bit condensed further down the field because we've got Conor O'Keefe on 67, YHYY on 67, J. Cole on 58 along with Coxie, Felipe on 56, Legend on 54, Dylan on 52, Creeker on 49, Pharrell on 45, then D. Morton and Pewdie Boy on 41, Scream on 37, then Daniel and Miami on 16 and on 12 points, respectfully. Let's have a look then at the track map in question. Drivers are just getting ready into the lobby around about now. So let's have a look at the track map in question. 5.8 kilometres of length, 3.6 mile, and the 15 turns awaiting the drivers out on track. Famous corners like the Mistral Straight, like the Chicane Nord, like Bolsay, like Pont and Lac and Pont at turns 14 and 15. It is going to be one of these races that it will drain the battery, could drain the fuel potentially as well, which will be really intriguing to see, and hopefully it's going to make for a very good race around here in France. And speaking of France, let's go into qualifying for tonight. Let's have a look then at the chat and see how you guys are doing on this fine Saturday evening here tonight. Larkin saying, I'm not racing next week, so Rick has got a chance to win the title today. That could be a big impotent factor, potentially, for Rick. If that is the case, and if Larkin's not racing next week, I believe he might be going on holiday or something next week. But Rick, out on top of the championship, 72 points over Larkin. Basically, Rick has got to hope for Larkin to fall all the way down the field and be out the points, ideally, to try and wrap up the championship here tonight. We're just waiting on Fariel's Scream to get loaded into the lobby. As you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, we've got Kiviar Chill making his return to Division 2 here tonight as well. Hopefully he will be chill at the back end of the field. Hopefully not, but hopefully produces a good performance of himself here tonight. Division 1, by the way, is also live. If you do want to tune in for Division 1, you can do. New full-time commentator IRT Indigo alongside Daniel Hoggard for Division 1 for the rest of the season there in Division 1. So if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. If you want to stay here, keep me company, keep my voice company as well, then we've got 18 minutes for the qualifying to whet your appetite first, and hopefully it is going to be really good in terms of the action out on track. Knowing how the drivers might actually fend off their attentions here tonight remains to be seen, because it is one of these tracks where set-us-off compounder tyres could be really crucial, I think, in qualifying, and then a harder compounder tyre within the start of the race. I did a little bit of preamble practice earlier on. Hard compounder tyres, probably more durable around this track. Mediums are probably the better tyre to be on, however, at the start of the race. And for everyone else out on track right now, I think they're going to be coming on a set of soft compounder tyres, because they will realise that they've got to choose a harder compounder tyre at the start of the race just to get into the midpoint. It took me about 10, 11 laps to wear off the medium compounder tyre, and on a set of hard compounder tyre, it took me a little bit longer, about 14, 15 laps roughly, in terms of that. So if that is anything to go by, it is going to be really interesting. We have got Oriel Felipe the first round out on track, Oriel Taupe and Kivior Chill also on track alongside them as well. Felipe, though, coming to the left-hander now of turn number 7, down the long Mistral straight in towards Le Chicane Nord at turns 8 and 9. And this track really does deliver in terms of the overtaking action. Quite high battery usage, quite high fuel usage around here as well. So that is going to be really at the back of the driver's minds, and they can put that in the forefront of their strategies. Felipe has gone straight on, coming across the chicane, obviously trying to maybe put off somewhat there the Aston Martin. Not really liking what he's doing there, to be honest. But Felipe coming up in towards the right-hand of turn number 10. We're looking to try and get this lap time sorted out on track very soon indeed. As I'm going to go quiet for about 30 seconds. I will be back though with Felipe's lap. As Oriel Felipe now comes on his run towards the start-finish straight, towards turn 1. Very long start-finish straight nowadays here at the Circle Paul Ricard. So we're right on board with Oriel Felipe in toward the left-hander turn 1. In fact, we won't, because Invalidator coming through the final couple of corners. So the Brit on his lap. We're not going to ride on board with him though. Oriel Taupe, I think, is next up on a lap coming through turns 1 and 2. He is not invalid in terms of his run so far. Now coming in toward the hotel hairpin. Or Le Hotel hairpin at turn 6. Then through turn 5, then through the right hand to turn number 6. Very tricky hairpin that, I've got to be honest, out on track. Chill now, Taupe even, coming out through the left-hander at turn number 7. Down the long Mistral straight, the 146 different lanes that we've got on this track. Really going to be key for the drivers out on track to try and find out. As Taupe now comes through into the left-hander of turn number right, then through the right-hander of turn number 9. And on the run up towards Beausset at turn number 11, through the right-hander of turn number 10, a Galaban through the right-hander, the flat right-hander of turn number 10, through that middle sector split. Not sure what that middle sector split was doing, but Taupe is quick in that middle sector. Now coming through the right-hander of turn number 11 at Beausset. And then, really snapping the car on the exit. I'm not sure if he's running my setup potentially there. I did that in my time trial laps around here. And trust me, it does oversee it quite a lot. So that comes to the right-hand return number 13. Through the left-hand return 14 at Lac. Then through the turn 15 at Pont. Ponting the car through the final corner, if you pardon the pun there. Coming across the line does Oriel Taupe. It's not looking like a bad lap so far. Kivior Chill goes quicker. Oriel Taupe, though, 8/10 quicker there than Kivior Chill. So good lap there by Taupe. He goes quickest there for now. Everyone else on that lap, Conor Keith back into the pit lane. Screamers on a lap time right now. Larkin on a lap time right now as well. So we're right on board with Larkin. I think might be one of the next to come across the line. There's a Mercedes as well. I think that's Creco, in fact, coming toward the line. He's through the final corner on the run toward the line now, trying to outdo the German of Taupe. And he goes second with a 29.5, so not a bad lap there at all from him. Larkin now on the run to the line. If we can get there, we can't. He goes second, though. 200 quicker than Creco, so not a bad lap there at all from him. BenJS just starting up on a run. Matt Tibos to the line there. Oriel Scream there to the line, goes fourth. Matt Tibos there in ninth. Coxey as well is through the middle sector, and J. Cole also coming through the final sector, and he is going to be on the run to the line, coming to Lac and Punt turns 14 and 15. But it is Taupe on top, Lock in second, Creco there in third. 29.3 should be seeing the Division 1 guys in the 28. Should be seeing the Division 2 guys, I've got to be honest, in the 28 here as well. J. Cole there going quickest with a 29 flat. Bettered though by Coxey, who goes into the 29 flats. So no bad run there at all from him so far. Darry just starting up on a run. Legend just starting up on a run as well. Well, right above with BenJS, who I know for a fact is the next on a run. Now coming up the hill in towards turn number 10. 49.4 in the middle sector. Pretty much exactly where you want to be in terms of a banker lap around here. Now coming to the right-hander at turn number 10. And then through, cascading in toward Beausset, the double right-hander at turn number 11. Coxey, J. Cole, Taupe currently out on top. BenJS now coming through this part of the track. Coming through the right-hander at turn number 11. Now through the left-hander at turn number 12. And taking that very wide, actually, very wide approach. Coming through turn number 12, missing the apex completely there, BenJS. Now comes to the left-hander at turn 14. Then through the right-hander now of turn number 15. We'll be hoping to do better than Aston Villa did in midweek here. BenJS now coming through the final corner. In fact, BenJS Aston Villa even did win. Ben Jessel hoping to try and put it up there as well. He doesn't, but he goes second, 29 flat. Behind Coxey on a 29 flat. So very, very quick lap times being set here. Coxey out on top, Ben Jess now in second. J. Cole there in third as Darry is coming through the final couple of corners as well. As he now comes through in toward Lackham Pond at turns 14 and 15. We'll see what the Red Bull man can do with about 11 minutes to go on the clock. Coxey, Ben JS, J. Cole the top three. Darry now on the run to the line. And he nearly breaks into the 29 flats as well, but a 29.1, fastest out of everyone in the final sector apparently, according to that. 29.1 in that final, 29.1 even as lap time. Good lap set by him. Around about half the field, just over half the field have set their lap time so far. There are 20 drivers here within the lobby, so it is going to be full amount of points available for everyone, potentially in terms of the grid. 30, 25 and 20 I think is the top three if I'm not mistaken. Very similar to EML and TML points. Coxey though out on top, Ben Jess in second, J. Cole there in third with Darry there in fourth. I am going to be taking a lot more breaks in terms of my voice tonight, so hopefully it'll all be okay. Hopefully I will rest up this voice, and I will rest it up now in about 30 seconds. I am back. There we are. Coxey out on top, Ben Jess in second, J. Cole there currently in third. Division 1, as I say, is live, so if you want to tune in for Division 1, you can do. Only me in the commentary box tonight. Nexus Bunny's once again doing me in. I've got to say, he hasn't been here the last few weeks. Hopefully they'll be returning next week, and hopefully he'll be returning to some really good action out on track as well. Division 1, as I say, is live, so if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. I think I'm the only one tuned into that right now. Nathan out on top, Shadow Glow in second, Cucumber there in third. They're about a minute and a half ahead of us, as usual, in terms of their qualifying. We are about 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go on the clock here in Division 2. But AlphaTauri out on top, from McLaren in second, J. Cole there in third. There are other laps being set now. Most notably, though, this man here, championship leader, not him, championship leader in Rick, now coming down the hill. In toward the left-hander of turn number 8 and 9. Looks like clouds building over the circuit, which might mean a little bit of rain coming in towards the session later, which is why drivers are staying out on that side of soft compound of tyres. Now comes the left-hander, the turn number 9 with Rick through this middle sector split. Ben Jess with a 49.3, 49.6 from Rick. So he is off in the middle sector. Not sure if he's got more of a low wing setup as Jay Hings there was retired. Coming, was that in the pit lane? I think he might have retired. Yeah, I think Jay Hings has retired. Not sure if he had a qualifying ban for tonight, and we'll check the steward's report in just a second. But Rick now coming to the left-hand return, number 12. Through the kink of 13, not looking too bad at all. It's Coxey from Ben Jess from J. Cole, the top three. Total and Larkin have just started up on their runs through the first sector. Rick now coming to the final couple of corners. The Flying Finn, hero of Division 2. About to try and set a good lap time potentially on the board here. Now on the run toward the line with Rick. Does he go quickest? No, fifth. 29.2. Little bit disappointing from him, but knowing that he is the championship leader, he can afford to give away a few points tonight. Tuka is through the final corner. He's on the run to the line as well. He's definitely lacking in practice, judging by this lap. He's coming through the line. 31.5. Very, very shoddy lap there from Tuka. Well, anyway, is coming through the final couple of corners as well. The pole now coming to the right-hander, turn 15 at lap. Sorry, a punt even through turn 15. Well, anyway, now on the run to the line. We'll ride on board with him on the run to the line. Does he go quicker? Yes, he does. First one into the 28s, 28.922. Well, anyway, is quickest from Coxey in second. Ben JS currently there in third. Tope didn't respond in terms of his lap time. 29.4 was his personal best. Larkin, however, is responding, but he's not as quick as well anyway in that middle sector. Larkin now coming through the left-hander turn 14, then through the right-hander turn number 15. Kevin Emmons there in the chat saying, good luck, Connor. That is towards Connor O'Keefe, I'm sure. Down in 16th position, 30.785, currently his best. Larkin now on the run to the line, though. Goes quicker, but he does improve his position. Jumps up to 6th, but he does not really improve in that middle final second part of the lap. So, Larkin there in 6th. Little bit disappointing from his perspective. Legend just starting up on a lap time there. Scream is coming through the final couple of corners as well. Into the left-hander now, turn 14, and then through the right-hander, turn 15. 7 minutes to go though in the session. More than halfway through qualifying. Well, anyway, out on top, Coxey second, Benjes in third. As has very much clouded over here. Out on track at the circle, Paul Ricard, 29.4 from Scream. Not a bad lap there at all from him. Can't really say that's a screaming lap, to be honest, there from the man in 9th position. But there we are. Patuka has actually improved again and has got into 12th position. To Patuka, that's a bit better in terms of his lap time. Her Pewdie Boy is on a run, but he's invalidated. He was a 10th and a half up through that middle sector before invalidating. Well, anyway, though, Coxey, Benjes, the top 3, definitely coming over cloudy, and this is going to have to be game time potentially here for Oriel Philippe and also for Liam Cross. Liam there out on the lap along with Oriel Philippe. They're on outlaps at this stage along with Matt Tiros, who's on an outlap just ahead of them, I think. He is actually just came out the pit lane, and also Connor O'Keefe is on an outlap, and he's just coming through the hotel hairpin at turn 6 and 7. But, well, anyway, out on top, Coxey there in second, Benjes there in third, 10th of a second, covering well anyway to Coxey, and then about a 10th and a half covering the top 4, with Coxey, Benjes, and J. Cole all on a 29 flat. Benjes was on a 29 flat, still is on a 29 flat, because he's invalidated as he's now preparing up teams for maybe another run out on track. And going by the telemetry, yes, he is, because he obviously feels that the rain is coming within this session. He obviously feels he won't be able to get anything out of this run. And do you know what? I think it could be raining out on track right now. I swear I saw a little bit of a glint there from the McLaren. Very difficult to see actually on board with him. But I think it's dry for now at this stage. Benjes now coming to the right-hand return number 4, then through the left-hand return number 5. Now in towards the hotel hairpin section, coming through the right-handers of 6. And then through the left-hand return number 7, and Benjes is absolutely snapping that car all over the place. It is snapping like Ollie Watkins in front of goal right now. Benjes there in third. Not a bad run, 29 flat, but he can still improve. We're hoping that that rain, if it is going to come in the session, does fall immediately for anybody else, like the likes of J. Cole, Daria Larkin, to remain in the pit lane, not to try and improve if they do come out on outlaps. Felipe as well was on a run, but he's actually invalidated. Liam Cross, however, is on a run, running up the hill and towards the Mistral straight. Through the chicane Nord at turns 8 and 9. Now in towards Garlaban at turn number 10, which is this right-hander coming up the top of the hill. 49.8 in the middle sector. It is purple, possibly on his lap time more than anyone else's. Coming through the middle sector split, very high, 7th gear. Maintained through there, now into 8th, now back down into 5th, maybe down into 4th even. Coming through this right-hander, coming through Bolsay at turn number 11, and then into all the left-hander at turn number 12. Very wide line again, really tight actually on the apex. Gained some time, now all the way towards turns 13, 14 and 15. This is looking good from Liam Cross, picking the laptop up as it comes toward the end of the session. 3.5 minutes to go, just over that. Well, anyway, Coxey, Benjes still your top 3, as now Liam Cross is on the run to the line. Liam Cross, is he going to be close with this lap? 14th, yes he will be, 29.9. I mean, he's a second off well anyway, but normally for a man that qualifies up toward the top end of the field, that's disappointing. That is disappointing. Matt Timmos is finding time right now on a lap. Is Connor O'Keefe finding time potentially as well? He's coming to the left-hander now, turn number 14 and 15. The riding ball with Britt. The other Brit and Matt Timmos in behind him is coming through the final couple of corners, so we'll jump on board with him quickly. Connor O'Keefe now on the run towards the line. Is it a good lap from him? 13th, not bad. Matt Timmos now on the run to the line. Should be improving ahead of that, and he does. Goes 11th, ahead of Legend there. Connor O'Keefe's teammate there down in 12th now. Patuka there in 13th. So, well, anyway, out on top. Coxey second, Benjes in third. J. Cole 4th with Daria Larkin, Rick Creakle, Taupe, Scream top 10. Matt Timmos, Legend, Patuka, Connor O'Keefe, YHY top 15. And Liam, of course, Chill, a Beauty Boy, 18 drivers. Currently 7 lap times. Felipe hasn't had a run just yet. Probably on his 12-hour shift once again. And having no practice there, down in 19th position. And Jay Hings, who I believe might have had a qualifying ban, is there down in 20th position. And having a look in the stewards reports, actually, for this, yes, he has got a qualifying ban for the next race. So he turned out he retired on track, which I think was in the race, if I'm not mistaken, at Belgium. So Jay Hings retiring from the race last time out, retiring on track, means that he got a qualifying ban, which is why you're not seeing him in the session here tonight. Rain still not falling out on tracks, just come over very overcast here at the Circle Paul Ricard in the last 2.5 minutes or so, to be honest. Well, anyway, out on top, Coxie there in second. Ben JS there in third. Who is first up now on a run? Is it potentially one of the Alpines, I think? Let's have a look. It's not YHYY. It must be the other Alpine. And the other Alpine, I can't for the sake of the life of me think who it is. It's Rick. How can I not think of him? He's a championship leader. Rick now coming through the right-hand return the right-hand return 13. Just preparing up for his run. This is a big lap that he needs here to try and even get close to Larkin. Larkin there in 6th. 200th of a second. Need to try and improve that time beyond Larkin's lap time. And then it'll be all up to Larkin to try and improve in terms of the whole grand scheme of things in terms of the championship. But now, running down the hill and towards turn 1, Rick starts on his lap. Through the left-hander 1, through the right-hander 2. Very neatly done. Coming through turn number 2. Better than me coming through that section of the track. Put it that way. Now coming in towards the right-hander turn number 3, then through the left-hander turn number 4. Then into the hotel hairpin as Conor O'Keefe there was retired in the pit lane. Rick now coming to the first sector. Wow, 21.8 in the first sector. Big first sector from Rick. Coming through the left-hander turn number 7, onto the Mistral straight, where we'll gain even more time potentially down the straight here as well. The Alpine is flying, unlike F1 sim racing, they're flying right now out on track here in France. Now coming to the left-hander turn 8, then through the right-hander turn number 9. Sun beginning to glitch through the clouds once again, which is good news for the sort of soft compound tyres. Rick through the middle sector. Good for him as well. 49.4, 2.5 tenths up in the middle sector. Needs to try and find a little bit of time through the technical part of this final sector. This is the first technical part. Through turn 11 at Beausay. Through the double right-hander. Very wide of the apex there. Actually getting caught in the outside curb there nearly. Nearly getting forced out wide. Rick there coming to the left-hander turn number 12. Through the right-hander now 13. Sun now beginning to glitch through the clouds. It is definitely going to be dry towards the end of this session. Rick now coming to the left-hander 14. Then through the right-hander 15 at Pont. Trying to get a really good run on the exit of the car. He does get a good run, but I don't think it's good enough. There's a Red Bull spun in the middle sector. I think that might be Darry potentially. Rick on the run to the line. Goes quickest. Finds a big chunk of time in that final sector. Well, anyway, is invalid. Coxie is down. Ben JS now on the run to the line in the McLaren. Can he try and outdo Rick to the line? No, he falls short. 300th down in his previous best. Coxie there remains in third position. J. Cole was the one I think that spun. Coming through the middle sector. Darry is coming through that part of the lap time. Coxie now through the final corner. He gets out of the way. He is down on a run. Might run out of fuel potentially as well. Well, anyway, is down. He was 500 up through the first sector. Just trying to see if there's anybody on a lap right now. Larkin is, but he's invalid. Creco at the minute is. Taupe is as well. And there's a bit of slipstreaming going up the straight there from the two Mercedes. Not sure if that's allowed. I think it might be around this track. Taupe now coming to the right-hander at turn number 11. Slipstreaming is allowed. They might have just been caught out. Taupe now coming through. The left-hander now at turn number 12. Gain time all the way up the hill through the Mistral straight in towards the chicane Nord. And now in towards Lack and Ponta turns 14 and 15. Going to try and get a good lap time on the board here. Ariel Taupe now coming through the final quarter. There's nobody really improving bar him on this run to the line. This long drag to the line for Ariel Taupe at 28.9 to beat. Oh, and he goes close. Very close indeed. Goes third position in the end. I think we're waiting on Jake Cole to return into the quick lane. That is him done from the session as well. But it's Rick out on top, the championship leader. Out on top, championship rival Larkin. Down 11th. Perfect for Rick. Not perfect if you are Larkin at this moment in time. But it's Rick out on top. Well, anyway, they're in second. Taupe there in third at the end of that qualifying session. Very, very strong stuff indeed. We'll wait for the grid to come up very, very soon indeed. Rick out on top, as the caption suggests there. And it is Rick out on top by 6,000ths of a second. Well, anyway, must have improved on that final run. Really got close in the end. 6,000s behind him in second. Taupe there in third. Ariel Coxie there in fourth. With Ben JS there in fifth. J. Cole sixth. Atuka seventh. And Pewdie Boy in eighth. Legend in ninth. And Darry round off the top 10. With Larkin Championship second there in 11th. Frico in 12th. Scream in 13th. YHYY 14th. Matt Tibos 15th. Conor O'Keefe 16th. Liam Cross 17th. A second behind. Kvyat still in 18th. Felipe didn't get a last run in. Unfortunately, the AlphaTauri man down in 19th. Going to have an uphill climb from there. Jay Hings with that qualifying band starting right down at the back of the field. Very good qualifying session that though. Rick out on top, 6,000ths of a second, 28.9 the best. what are we going to see potentially in Division 1 as well? Division 1 is live, so if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. If you want to stay here with me and beautiful blue skies and sunshine, we'll try that again. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine out on track, then you remain here in Division 2. Division 1, just tuning into their stream, is a bit overcast, and it looks like majority drivers are starting on a set of medium compound tyres. Slash and Hazara, I think, being the exception rather than the rule. They're going on a set of soft compound tyres at the start. So if that's anything to go by in Division 1, Division 2 might see the same in terms of drivers going on their compounded tyres. Potentially more mediums and softs. We might have to see, though, what drivers might do. Anybody else further down the field might go on a set of hard compounded tyres, then go for a double soft stint. Potentially. I mean, I tried hards, medium, softs. Didn't really work, I've got to be honest, from the start. But mediums, medium softs potentially could be a run in terms of a strategy, or medium soft softs. One of them two, I think that combination is going to be one of our winning combinations out on track here tonight. As we are now getting going for the formation lap, about to begin very shortly indeed. 27 laps about to begin here out on track. And was that a... Yes, it was. It was a white wall compound tyre that I thought. I was wondering why Rick had done that, but Rick has found out that obviously the hard compound tyres are more durable in the first half of the race. He must have been tuned into my Gran Tursimo that I was doing earlier on. He's the only one from the lead of the race on a set of hard compound tyres. That means two things, guys. One, he's going to get swamped, and two, he's on the wrong strategy. He is on the wrong call, I think, at this early stage in this race. Short term, he is going to have to try and weather a big old storm. Because, well, anyway, Top Coxie, J. Cole, Patuka, and Legend, perhaps, on the set of softs are one sort out from the start. If they are anywhere near the front end of the field, and Rick is not, by the end of lap 1, Rick is going to be in trouble. He could fall out of DRS range as well on that compounded tyre. They take about 2 or 3 laps to really warm through the tyre on this. And unlike F124, where if you've had the beta, you'll probably know what I'm going to say now. In terms of lockups around this track, in terms of tyre wear seems heavier on the beta version of F124 than it does here. So we'll have to wait and see what drivers might feel out on track. Let me know in the comment section where you're tuning in from. Let me know in the comment section who you think is going to win this Grand Prix here in France. While I get a drink, I'll be back in 30 seconds. I will let you ponder that thought, and I'll also ponder that thought for myself as well. But, Rick out on top, formation lap now ending. Ren saying in the chat, Larkin is so generous he gives championship to drivers because he has too many. Not necessarily. Larkin qualified poorly, Rick didn't. And I think, out on top tonight, Ben JS for the win. Ben JS from 5th, I think might just win this. We are waiting on formation lap 10. It's a beautiful run, actually, down in towards 7. We'll turn the telemetry off. We'll turn everything off. The gantry lights will be coming on very soon indeed. 5 lights coming on. And it is... Lights and away we go. I thought we weren't going to get started there. Rick gets a very good start. Well, anyway, though, off the line already. Pulling alongside and already going to be ahead down and towards turn 1 at the left-hander. Well, anyway, Throoney's into the lead. Trying to go around the outside there as Coxie gets shoved off there by Rick. There's contact there further down the field. That's the Mercedes and Ferrari round in the background. And that is Tope. And I think Legend, if I'm not mistaken, getting caught up. Chill also getting caught up in a separate incident team with Felipe, who's down the field. Well, anyway, though, leads the way, coming through the hotel hairpin for the first time through turns 5 and 6. Rick now in 2nd. Coxie there in 3rd. Jekyll there in 4th. They're the ones that had a really good start. Really poor start, though, from Legend. He got caught up with Tope, even, further down the field. And in the end, Jekyll on the back of Coxie. Coxie on the back of Rick. And Rick is going to be stormed out here, down into the Mistral straight, down towards Chicane Nord. Gets the car stopped. Rick there has to try and back off that. Coxie through in the centre of compound tyres. He's into 2nd, but at what cost? Well, anyway, is already a 2nd clear up the road. J. Cole pulling alongside Rick. Rick is an absolute sitting duck early on, and with Well Anyway breaking away out in front, this is going to be really big. This is going to be really strong, I think, early on in this session. We'll turn the telemetry on now just to try and give you guys a bit of a full impetus in terms of this race so far. Well Anyway out in front, 65% of ERS, Coxie on 43, J. Cole on 63, Rick on 94. So Rick has made sure he's got that battery, but to what cost of his tyres? His hard compounded tyres are not going to be great at the start of the race, and he has already lost positions that I feared he would lose off the start of the race. As Connor O'Keefe there is coming into the pit lane, he obviously must have damage from a separate incident. We didn't see what happened there with a Ferrari. It might have been him and actually Chill, if I'm not mistaken, getting caught around Legend. I think might have got caught up in a separate incident. So both Ferraris involved in some sort of contact. But Well Anyway there leads the way. Coxie there in second, J. Cole there in third. Well Anyway pulling away, but this is now Coxie's turn to try and filter through. 29% of EOS compared to Well Anyway on that 50% as I mentioned. Coxie there now getting close. The tyres will get him closer. Whether or not the officers try and go for the move remains to be seen. Somebody that might though is J. Cole to the inside line, down the straight into the chicane Nord, and J. Cole through into second. Easy as you like. Alpha Marker will be very happy about that one. A Red Bull and an AlphaTauri. Red Bull will be taking the AlphaTauri. J. Cole there, Thuni's into second, Coxie there in third. Running up the hill now for the second time in toward Bose. Looks like Liam Cross is getting close. Further down the field in the back of Matt Tibbles. They were scrimmaging there, coming out of the chicane. And Liam Cross does get the move done. We also see, I think, is that Patuka moving past Ben JS up the field? I think it might have been. Patuka has moved through on Ben JS up into fifth. Liam Cross now trying to make a target now on the back of the other Finn in YHYY in the Alpine. Now coming to the left-hander of turn number 12. Flip saying in the chat, Ibble for the win. Yeah, there's bold predictions and there's that. There's bold predictions and there's that. You may as well say me for the win then. Just gonna throw it out there. I'm not confident at all, but you may as well. Well Anyway out in front. J. Cole in second. Coxie there in third. Rick there in fourth. Coming through the right-hander now of turn number 2 for the third time. DRS, of course, is enabled on this lap, and it is enabled down the Mistral straight. So we could see J. Cole on the back of Well Anyway, very sweetly indeed. 44% for Well Anyway, 33% for J. Cole, or 33% for J. Cole there in second. He is on the back of Well Anyway, and Well Anyway's tyres are going to be better, I think, at this stage than J. Cole. Even though J. Cole's on the set of surfaces, durability will be good on those tyres early on. YHYY looks on the back of Scream running down the straight, and it looks like Legend's going to go for the move on the inside line of Legend, and actually Well Anyway and J. Cole swapping position at the top end of the field. Not sure what's going on. We're going on board back with a battle for the lead, and J. Cole's on the outside line. Well Anyway on the inside line trying to defend off the corner, now towards turn number 10 at Garlaban, and then in towards turn number 11 at Bose. Well Anyway trying to hang on to the inside line. He does. J. Cole there in second, Coxie there in third. Rick has managed to stay with them, and he's there in fourth, but he's got Patuka well on the back of him, in for fifth position, and he's well over the back of him now, coming to the left-hander turn number 12. Well Anyway, though, leading the way. J. Cole there in second, Coxie there in third. Not looking too bad so far. Right on track. J. Cole tries to fend off the attentions of Coxie, now coming through the right-hander of turn number 15. Coxie now on the run down the straight, down and towards turn number 1, looking to try and come from this far back like I Am Maximus did in the Grand National earlier on today at Aintree. Coxie though, not a horse, but rather a cart, now coming to the right hand of turn number 2. Rick there right on the back. The Sutter Hog competitors really suit them well in the early stages. ERS certainly suiting them well as well. 76% of ERS compared to Coxie there. Coxie, yeah, on 19%. Rick on 74%. She's got, what, triple, maybe even quadruple the amount of ERS compared to Coxie at this stage. Really good ERS management. Just whether or not those tyres are the right call at the start of the race. That's the only thing that is bugging me about that. J. Cole now looking on the back of Well Anyway, and he's now going to pull alongside. Breeze to the inside line. Job done for J. Cole. He is through and he's into the lead of the race. Well Anyway and Coxie second and third. Also seen moves further down the field. The two Hatters going for a spin as Patuka. Just about to say Liam Cross was getting the move done on screen before we saw a spinning Williams. Patuka there round. Not sure, maybe if Ben JS maybe got on the back of him there. Saw McLaren sort of half sliding coming through the corner there as well. So I'm not sure if Ben JS and Patuka might have got caught in each other. Might have done, because the gap is now out at 1.1 seconds. Patuka was running in that gap, so it might have been the case where Benjes maybe just tagged the back of him, or Patuka might have just gone round by himself. Very easy to do, low-level traction coming through turn number 7 and 8 at the Mistral Straight and Chicane Nord. So I'm not surprised that Patuka has made a mistake, that he has done that on his own volition, rather than contacting the McLaren behind. On to lap 5, and we see Patuka into the pit lane. So Patuka's into the pit lane. This is either for change up on tyre, change up of strategy, which I think is more likely, or he's got damage after hitting the wall coming off turn number 9. Let's find out which one it is. Patuka into the pit lane. No front-wing damage on the car. Means a change up in strategy. Medium compounded tyres on the car, which means he's going to have to go probably mediums towards the end of the race. Well, anyway, now on the back of J. Cole, once again, 0.3 of a second covering these guys out on track. Rick on the back of Coxey. At least you get no shoddy camera work as broadcasting here in F1 Esports. Well, anyway, pulls back alongside J. Cole, just in the foreground, a shot there, gets the move done into the lead of the race. J. Cole there in second, Coxey there in third, Rick there in fourth. Very good race going on so far. If you are enjoying the stream, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell if you're brand new to the channel. On that 5 out of 27, well, anyway, leads the way from J. Cole there in second, Coxey there in third. Rick there along with Larkin, Ben GS, getting very close to each other there, coming through Bosay now at turn number 11. And then toward the left-hander of turn number 12 once again. We're trying maybe eye up and move on his team. It looks like Ben Jess is slower than Larkin. So if I was in McLaren's and if I was in the same party with them, I'd be instantly on the burner and saying, right, Ben Jess, you've done your work. You're going to try and gain on the back of Rick. You're not gaining. You may as well pull to one side and let me have a crack. Larkin there in 6th is up there. Rick's in 4th. Championship-wise, I think play for the championship, play for what is unfolding out on track as Liam Cross tries to bear down on Creakle, down in towards turn number 1. Inside line, very tight inside line though from Liam Cross, never going to get that one done. Maybe for the switch back out of 2, maybe down in towards turn number 3. Pulls alongside, to be fair, Liam Cross. Creakle realises alongside him, nearly punishes alongside. Liam Cross though around the outside, gets the inside line. That is commitment from Liam Cross. That is brilliant driving as well from the Haasman. Thuni's into 9th. Creakle there had absolutely no response to that on that set of mediums, even though you'd think the mediums would be quicker as J. Cole pulls alongside well anyway for the race lead again. You wouldn't think Liam Cross on that set of softs his tyres were wearing out. That was brilliant. That was smart from Liam Cross. He's Thuni's into 9th. Creakle there down in 10th. And Matt Tibos just in the background a shot. Getting the job done. Diving it to the inside line at the Mistral Straight and Chicane Nord. That is him, Thuni's into unlucky for some 13th position. Legend though coming back alongside him. Jay Hings getting on the fight here as well, running up the hill and towards turn number 10. And Jay Hings pulls alongside. On the back of Legend is ahead, going into the corner. The Alfa Romeo, or the kick car, as some people call it now in F1 sim racing. Jay Hings on the back there of turn number 11. Do Rosé gets the job done on Legend, and Legend there cannot fight that move. He's down in 15th and was put there because of a spin that he had earlier on in that race. As J. Cole's in from the lead of the race. J. Cole in from the lead of the race. Now, this is not an early pit stop. This, I think, is a well-timed pit stop, potentially, for how this race is going to unfold. Set us off compounded tyres. Lap 6, lap 7 we're going on to lap 8 even. And J. Cole there, coming out towards the end of the pit line, the end of the pit strike now, and at the end of the pit line. This is smart. This is very smart, I've got to say, from J. Cole. Going on to lap 7. Has to go on a set of softs. The set of softs will not last beyond about 8 or 9 laps in this race. So he's going to have to try and go for broke. Go for a set of mediums. They can last a good 10, 11 laps. And then he can go on that compounded tyre again towards the end. If he can extend out those mediums, he can then go on a set of softs around about lap 20, 21. Get to the end of the race with about 50% tyre wear towards the end. So it depends on what J. Cole does there. But I'm thinking smarter strategy would be hold out for a set of mediums. Hold out on a set of mediums now, go a little bit further into the race, then go for set of soft compounded tyres towards the end. That's what I would do. But then again, I'm not the genius that I once was in Division 4. Well Anyway leads the way, Coxey there in 2nd, Rick there in 3rd. Coxey on the back of Well Anyway. His tyres, to be fair, compared to Well Anyway, don't seem to be falling off the cliff. You can actually see now, if we turn off the timing tower just for a second, that left front tyre is the one that really takes the hit around here. And you can see the blistering carrying it through the middle of the tyre. This will mean Coxey's going to come in the pit lane, and he does. Coxey is in to the pit lane, 37 mile an hour into the pit lane. It was about 28, I think, he took coming into the pits. But Coxey is in, Ben JS is in, Liam Cross is in as well. So that is a split up in the McLaren strategy. Legend gets a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane as well. There's also followed in, I think, Tug into the pit lane as well. But Coxey into the pit box for the AlphaTauri. Comes out, set of medium compound tyres on the car. Definitely seems like the way to go is on a set of softs early on, then go for set of mediums. Rick, you've got to be honest, there on a set of hard compound tyres is either holding out for two things. One, there's rain forecast and we haven't been told, it doesn't look very like it at this stage. Or, he is just holding out potentially to go hard soft softs. That's where I think his plan will be. And because of the undercut nature around this track, you can gain about 5 seconds on average around this track the later on you leave it within this race, even at the short term in the race. You will leave it 5 seconds. That means you're on the fresher tyres toward the end of the race, don't get me wrong. But it also means a big advantage to try and close down. And often not, drivers can't really close that gap down, as speaking of gaps closing down, Scream on the back of Creco and Rick on the back of Well Anyway. To the inside line, through Bolsay. What am I on about in terms of Rick and a set of hard compound tyres? Soon into the lead. Well, anyway, in second, Larkin there in third. So Rick clearly having the momentum there, the memorandum there even, to try and get the move done. Is he into the pit lane? Yes, he is. Interesting. So obviously what I've just said there about him trying to hold out for a set of soft compound tyres is not working. He's coming in for a set of mediums. What do I know? What do I know? That is the question that is going through everyone's mind right now. What is this commentator thinking? Rick into the pit lane, set of hard compound tyres off, set of mediums on, and now he's into the pit lane and coming out of the pit box. So there are the guys who pitted in on the right-hand side. Like Felipe going past, J. Cole already going past him down and towards turn 1, as is, I think, Coxey perhaps. There is Coxey, there is Larkin, and there is Ben JS, and Ben JS is ahead. Ben JS is ahead, Larkin is behind, Rick coming out the pit lane, and about 1.2 second gap as well. So Rick got a set of mediums. Ben JS there, set of mediums. I think what McLaren have got planned here, if they're in the same party, which I guarantee they will be, Larkin on the back of Rick. Larkin's 9 tenths away. I was looking at Liam Cross instead. Liam Cross is 1.5 seconds behind Larkin. Larkin's only 7 tenths behind Rick. So this now plays into McLaren's hands. Ben JS has already got a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, along with Matt Sibos. 8 seconds for Legend. He's got a penalty of 3, and speeding in the pit lane as well. And QVR Chill's also got 5 seconds worth of penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The Shackle now hunts down the back of Philippe. Philippe there in 6th, Shackle there in 7th. Going to try and get the job done, applying the brakes. Felipe absolutely parking the bus, doesn't realise he's there. Jake Paul on the inside line. Good news of you Ben JS and Rick right now, because this is going to help out in terms of the championship. Jake Paul gets a switch back in the century. Coming through turn number 12, now through turn 13. Felipe is allowed to fight this position. Is he fighting them into the pit lane, however, though? No, Jake Paul pulls alongside, gets back alongside him. Felipe back to the inside line, falls at Jake Paul off track. Jake Paul then spins the car. Felipe now ends up ahead. This is very ruthless racing there from the AlphaTauri. Probably racing that is not really in the rulebook either. Jumps back on my screen as well. And Jake Paul's going to have to try and give this. But this is putting Coxey into play. And Jake Paul is getting very frustrated at this point. Jake Paul needs to find the move from absolutely somewhere. But he's not, because there's Coxey. Felipe, as I said, team tactics. I thought the McLarens would do team tactics. AlphaTauri's definitely doing team tactics here. Felipe holding up Jake Paul a treat. He's lost all of that gap. And now, Coxey, Ben JS, Rick and Larkin, all into play. Coming out down the Mistral straight in towards UK Nord. Surely Jake Paul's now got this move done. Has he got the straight line speed to get past him? Coxey around the outside, potentially on both of them. Now 3 wide into the Mistral straight. Coxey around the outside, makes contact with Jake Paul. Might be side pod damage on the car. It's getting very aggressive in behind. There's a bit of carbon fibre, I think, flying there from the AlphaTauri. He's got left side end plate damage on the car. And now running up the hill, Larkin. Ben JS has come from a different parish to the inside line, and now he takes that race lead. Ben JS is through into the lap race lead. Rick there in 6th, Felipe there in 7th. That did not work out. Whatever was going on with the AlphaTauris, that did not work out. If they were supposed to be working together, that was not working together. That was very silly, very idiotic racing, I've got to be honest there, from them both. And Coxey didn't do really much wrong. Felipe was the one that caused that. You've got to blame your own teammate, I think, in terms of that. And both of them now are coming into the pit lane, which means from bad to worse for Coxey, because not only has he got a front wing change, he's got a double stack in front of his teammate. Helmut Marko, right now, in the AlphaTauri garage, is going absolutely mental at both of them. It's just, it's ruthless racing, is what it is. It's just ruthless racing. It's aggressive racing. Coxey retired in the pit lane. I do not blame him. The sole man to blame on that, Felipe, because of what was happening in front, holding back to try and get Coxey in. All of that's happened within the space of, what, 30, 45 seconds? I can understand the emphasis around what he was trying to do, but in the end, it's put Ben JS up the road, Rick there in now a net second, Locke in net third, and the AlphaTauris are so far down the field, Felipe is so far down the field, he might not even score points now. That's the thing. But yeah, ruthless racing. Ruthless racing. And Ren saying in the chat, it's some horrible on-track racing. I totally agree. It was just not needed. These guys know how to drive. I commentate on PSGL and WOR top tiers, and I expect to see better driving when I come to a smaller league like this. And obviously, proof was in the pudding there. That's all I'm going to say. Jay Haynes into the pit lane. Well, anyway, he's now got a 7.2 second gap, and he's staying out there. Medium soft softs, I think, is going to be his strategy, and that's going to be his ploy. Pit lane loss around this track is around about 26 seconds, I think. 27 seconds, somewhere around that margin. So, well, anyway, is going to be behind the likes of Top, behind the likes of YHYY, maybe even between YHYY and Matt Tibos when he comes out the pit lane. Be interesting to see where Jay Hings actually comes out. Jay Hings was 7.2 seconds behind him, and he's came out behind YHYY. So, 7.2 seconds, by my calculations, is around about... What, Jay Hings, 7 seconds, 22. It's going to be around about Darry Scream Creeko sort of area is where, well anyway, is probably going to come out in terms of this race. As Rick now goes in on Ben Jess down the straight. It should be easy for the man of the fin of the man, down in toward the left-hander of turn number 8 and 9. Job done for Rick, he is through, and he's into P number 2. It's a net P1 the ride on track as it stands in this race. When saying in the chat, being aggressive, no problem. You just can't brake test on midway through the corner. I agree. I agree. And I can understand. I know J. Cole and Felipe are very, very good friends. And they've had rivalries in the past in Division 2. But come on, guys. These guys know how to race. I have been in this industry for about 10 years. I know how exactly battles work. I know exactly how things work out on the track. I've seen it all before. I will probably see it all again. And, yeah. Being aggressive is one thing, and being aggressive and clean is one thing. Being aggressive and forcing another driver off track to not only help your teammate and then ruin your teammate's race is another thing. So it's a complete contradiction in terms of what they were doing as well. Anyway, has managed to come in the pit lane. Is he going to come out exactly where I expect him to? Darry Scream Creeko, this sort of area. Right in the middle. Perfect. That's not really a good position to come out in, albeit for, well anyway, he's stuck in a bit of a pocket there with... Oh, it's Rick picks up a 3-second penalty up the field there. Well anyway, House came out in 10th. Crucially, there was had a legend who's on all the tyres, so he's now got all the tyres to contend with ahead of him, but he's on much fresher rubber, and he is going to be the one that makes the ground going into a set of soft compounded tyres later on in this race. Rick though leads the way. Ben JS there in second, Locke in there in third, Rick now with a 3-second penalty. Going to be really interesting to see how he gets on out on track. Correct, leading the way from, as I think there's a battle going on further down the field. Creekle down on the back of Will anyway, was looking for the route. Will anyway, in fact, has actually passed him down the straight, down into the chicane north. Job done for him. Through there, and he's into 9th, soon to be 8th. He's right on the back of Ariel's Screaming Darry, interestingly, on a set of soft compounders. I've just seen this in terms of their strategies. We're halfway through the race. Well, anyway, now on the back of Scream, looking toward the inside line, trying to dart his way, maybe towards a switchback, down the inside line, coming through Bullseye, doesn't risk it. I've seen drivers go down there and just force that inside line in other leagues. And to be honest, well, anyway, should have done that because I think now he's going to be stuck behind Scream, stuck behind Darry, going all the way down and towards turn number 1. And that's probably not the way to do things. I thought he was coming in the pit lane now. I've got to be honest, he was taking such a wide line. I thought he was bailing into the pit lane and going onto a set of hards towards the end. But here comes, well, anyway. Maybe patience is an absolute virtue. Maybe I don't even know what I'm talking about again. And he's now going to get 2 for 1 potentially in towards turn number 1. But well, anyway, through and he's into 8th. Nice job done there. Had to wait his turn. Gets the job done now, and he's through and he's into 8th position. I'm just going to go silent for about 30 seconds while I type a message to somebody. I'll be back, though, in 30 seconds. And at the minute, Rick leads the way. Ben JS there in second, locking there in third. Beauty Boy and Liam cross side by side, but here's well anyway on the back of Darry. And Darry there to the outside line. Has to try and fend off the attentions of the Red Bull. Not good enough. The Red Bull through and he's into 7th. Well anyway, through into 7th. Well anyway, there down. Darry there down and 8th. And Legend having a good fight with Taupe coming midway through the corner. Running above this battle now. Why? Now pulling alongside. Up the right hand side of the track. Down and towards turn number 10 at Bolsay. Trying to get the job done. Coming now through the right hand of turn number 10. Gets the job done. YHYY. Hats off to him. Brilliant move to the inside line. Legend and Taupe obviously had much less a battery, much less to deal with in terms of that. YHYY has made them look like absolute kittens out on track. YHYY through, he's into 11th. Legend there in 12th, Taupe there in 13th. And now Patuka and Jay Haynes right on the back of this battle as well. And Jay Haynes trying to get the switch back to the inside line, trying to fight from his qualifying ban earlier on. Trying to pull off the move now on Patuka coming out to do the final corner. Looks like YHYY is now going to go for Creeko down the straight towards turn 1. Right on ball with him on the outside line. Creeko on the inside line has to try and defend. And YHYY through and he's into 10th. Creeko there in 11th. And Jay Haynes still side by side with Patuka as we come on board with this battle. And Patuka trying to defend the outside line. The inside line was there. Jay Haynes could have given him a bit more room. Patuka could have actually backed off that. He was on much older tyres. Jay Haynes had half the corner ahead. Jay Haynes down into through and he's into 14. Patuka there down in 16. Patuka will be annoyed. Matt Tibos will also be annoyed because I think he nearly picked up damage there. He got away with it, luckily, as Liam Cross is moving through on Beauty Boy down the straight and towards 5th. It's a nice move there from him. And Rick leads the way. Ben JS there in 2nd. Larkin there in 3rd. J. Cole there in 4th. Then it's Liam Cross, a Beauty Boy. Well, anyway, Darry, Scream, YHYY. Those positions might change, though, on this roll call. Creeko, Legend, Taupe, Jay Haynes, Matt Tibos, top 15. And then Patuka, Felipe, Conor O'Keefe, Jill. The 19 drivers continue on out on track on that 15 out of 27. Screams have to really defend now from the back of YHYY, who tries to go all the way around the outside through turn number 11 at Bolsay. Tries to get the switch back now in towards turn number 12 turn number 12 even at Goloban. If I can spit my words out, that'd be fantastic. YHYY, they're on the back of Scream, and Scream is having a really good race on that sort of self-compounded tyres. I think, though, he's going to have to try and bail into the pit, and that's exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. Those set of softs go off so quickly around this track. It's pretty much impossible to try and make them beyond around lap 18, lap 19, lap 20. So Scream and Taupe have decided to come in the pit lane, put on probably a bang on a fresher set of medium compounded tyres, and they are going to the end of the race. And they, of course, were ones, I think that started, if I'm not mistaken, on that set of medium compounded tyres. I'm just going to quickly check Race Director and see. And the case was, yes, they did start on a set of mediums, so you do get 2 fresh medium compounded tyres within this race. Drivers in Division 3, take note, including me. Well, anyway, pulling alongside Beauty Boy down the straight, and actually gets 2 for 1 down the straight because Liam Cross is so slow. He's like a snail compared to, well, anyway, down the hill, down the straight in towards turn number 7, gets the job done through 7 and 8, and well, anyway, through the kink of 9, up towards turn number 10. Job done for him. He is through and he's into 5th position. And it's not looking too bad at all out on track as Legend and Jay Haynes and Matt Tibbles are fighting. Just coming through turn number 10 as well. Bit of a snap there from Jay Haynes just in front. Matt Tibbles all over the back of him. Looking towards the inside line. As I think my hoodie's just nearly fallen off my chair there. Ultimately falling down. Matt Tibbles still on the back of Jay Haynes. Legend there at 11, Jay Haynes there at 12. As we see Rick into the pits. Sorry, no, Ben JS into the pit lane. Ben JS into the pits. Rick continuing on. Larkin there in 2nd. championship battle drawn at the front end of the field. But Benji takes the early hit, and it's a set of hards. A set of hards. Really? That has got to be the wrong compound tyre, surely. Or did he start on softs at the start? No, mediums, hards. That has got to be a mistake on Benji S. It has to be. Unless he obviously can't feel that the mediums can get 10, 11 laps toward the end of the race from this point, which they can. They're going to be about 55% worn, but they can make it to the end. Benji S, I think, has chosen the wrong tyre there. I think it's just a simple human error. Benji S, they're down in 12th. It's now in a set of hards, and now he's going to be forfeiting time as opposed to gaining time compared to Rick, Larkin, and Jekyll, who are going to be on much quicker strategies. So, undercut strategy might work for Benji S short term. Long term, though, he's going to be behind Larkin. He's going to be behind Jekyll, and he's not really going to be helping out his teammate in the championship either. Oh, as Jay Haynes looks toward the inside there, and Legend getting very close to contact there, coming through the corner. Matt Tibos trying to now jump on the back of this bandwagon. The front two are in, they respond. Larkin not into the pits, continues on. So they're splitting the strategies. Maybe Larkin for a set of mediums, maybe for a set of softs towards the end if he goes long enough. J. Cole and Rick, though, into the pit lane, mediums on the car. So this will be an interesting one in terms of the race happening now on track. A Beauty Boy and Cross Liam as well, 4/10 of a second behind. And saying in the chat as well, surprised he didn't lose more time to Well Anyway. Yeah, Well Anyway there is now ahead of Liam Chris. Liam Cross. As Felipe there has retired from the session in the pit lane. Clearly not liking, I think, the things out on track. I mean, the way he defended earlier on is something to behold. I'll definitely say that now. As the Fury Boys on the back of Liam Cross, 3rd and 4th position. And we might see Matt Tibbles potentially on the back of Legend here as well, running halfway down the straight, down in towards Le Chicane Nord at turns 8 and 9. Matt Tibbles inside line, Legend outside line, Legend locks up slightly. Matt Tibbles gets the traction, gets the run, Legend's just been cooked around the outside there, Legend has fallen back through, Matt Tibbles gets the job done. He's through, he's into 7th, Legend there in 8th. Really nice job done indeed for Matt Tibbles. Legend, though, is going to try and fight back and in towards Bose at turn 11. Cannot find the way through. Larkin continuing on out in front. And he continues on again. He stays out another lap. So he is going, very interestingly, I think, set of softs toward the end. Obviously, Field, he's got the pace. Compared to where Ben JS is out on track, Ben JS is behind Rick. Good news short term. 20.6 seconds. Ben JS has to get ahead of Rick, ideally, to have Larkin within contention of this race win, because otherwise it's going to be on Rick. Yeah, Ben started on mediums. I had to check the race director for that, but Ben did start on medium compound tyres. On a set of hards, I can only assume, A, it's a wrong choice of tyre, and it's an incorrect choice of tyre, compared to where his strategy was going to go. I think he could have gone for another set of mediums, but as Rick mentioned, as Ren's mentioned in the chat, he already had that medium compound tyre, so he couldn't go on another set, so that's why he's on that set of hard compound tyre. And to me, it's a bit of a wasteful opportunity, because the hards, yeah, they might be good, final 2-3 laps of the race, but all of that time he's now going to lose. Is going to be forfeited, all of that, because he chose the wrong tyre in this part of the stint. Otherwise, he would have been in race contention, potentially for the race win. And that, unfortunately, sim racing sometimes, and that unfortunately is Mr. James putting the absolute mockers on the man that I put for P1. Liam Cross on the back of a Beauty Board, trying to fight the car. Now coming to the right hander, Mike Teal first dive onto the pit stops for a set of soft compound tyres very soon indeed. If they are going to choose to go for that set of soft compound tyres, Larkin remains out, so he is clearly going set of softs toward the end, as is Well Anyway. Well, anyway, will put in the same lap time as Larkin. He'll just respond to that. Beautiful and Liam Cross continue on as well. YYY. Jay Hings. Jay Hings into the pits. So Jay Hings into the pits. And this is him, I think, going onto a set of mediums, perhaps, I wonder. Jay Haynes is into the pit lane as Rick now bangs in the new fastest lap of the race. It is a set of soft compounder tyre. I didn't think he would. I thought he started on the set of softs, to be honest, but he is on that set of soft compounder tyre towards the end of this race. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine here in France on lap 20 out of 27. No safety car, no VSC, no need for one either so far in this race. The Tuca's just been done by Creakle there, down in towards turn number 1. Larkin now leading the way though from well anyway in second. Liam Cross though is about to go third as he passes a beauty boy down the straight on 12 lap all the tyres. Or 12 lap tyres compared to Beauty Boy on 10. He's got 2 lap pressure tyres, that's what I was trying to say. The Beauty Boy there in 4th, and then Liam Cross there in 3rd. So job done there for the Haas. But now, fresh mediums come into play up the hill and towards turn number 10. Now in towards turn number 11. Her Beauty Boy looks to try and get the job done on Liam Cross once again, but he's not going to be quite close enough. When saying in the chat as well, the soft tyres feel except when they're a bit cold at the start of the lap and fresh. Larkin has to make a miracle performance to win this. I think drivers necessarily who are staying out there right now is Larkin is into the pit lane. And I thought he nearly sped into the pit lane, but remember it's a second safety car line as we come through on this track now. Coming in towards the pit lane, Larkin. Set us off toward the end of the race. It'll be good, short term. Long term though, he might have an uphill task. As Rick is already through the final corner. Rick already through the final corner. Just to throw a bit of a comparison, by the way, in terms of, Jekyll looking on the back of Rick, trying to fend the move, maybe. There, Ben Jess is now ahead of Larkin. That's going to be the big ploy now, because Ben Jess is ahead of Larkin. Larkin is now on much fresher tyres. What I was about to say, France, I remember vividly, PSGL around here, Cameron Dowd went for Cellar Soft, so at this point in the race, he went on to win that race as well. So I'm just going to throw that out there as well. Cellar Soft's necessarily, that 6.2 second gap, might not necessarily be a gap to close down that quick, but those softs will definitely close down that gap quick. As J. Cole passes Rick down the straight, in towards turn number 7 and 8, or in towards turns 8 and 9 even. J. Cole Thuney's into 3rd, Rick there down in 4th. Really nice racing going on out on track from everyone, I think, behaving themselves through the field, for the most part at least, behaving themselves throughout the field. There are penalties being picked up. Chill has picked the latest of them. The speaker was through on Scream, just about to the inside line there, through the Mistral straight, through the chicane nord, and now Beauty Boy on the set of soft compounder tyres. Is he going to be a Beauty Man running up the hill and towards turn number 10? As well anyway is bailed into the pit lane. A Beauty Boy now gets the run in towards Bose, has to change line there. Scream on the inside line, blocks him off slightly, but inside line, and a Beauty Boy just carries the car through the corner. Absolutely brilliant. Her Beauty Boy, no longer her Beauty Boy, he's a Beauty Man out on track. He is through and he's into 10th. That was a manly move from the Finn. Really nice stuff. Scream had to try and defend that. He parked the car in the middle of the road. Nothing you can really do with having that amount of confidence coming through the inside line. And a Beauty Boy getting the job done through, and he's into that 10th position. He could soon be, though, 9th, as Liam Cross is coming out the pit lane. And he's come out ahead of him. So Liam Cross has came out ahead of a Beauty Boy. Beauty Boy in behind him there in 10th. Liam Cross there in 9th. Creakle there in 8th. Seems like the race is between potentially the front 5, maybe even the front 6 if they really get on with things out on track. But it is Rick that leads the way. He just overtakes the move there. You just saw that maybe off camera shot. Rick there taking the move on Jekyll. Jekyll there down in 2nd now. Rick there now leading the way. Jekyll in 2nd, Ben Jess in 3rd, Larkin there in 4th. As it stands, out on track right about now. Coming to the right-hander of turn number 10 and 11. Got the earmarks potentially of another Larkin masterclass through the final couple laps perhaps, or is this going to be Rick and Jekyll's race to lose? Rick on that 3-second penalty, remember, with Ben Jess on 6, it's going to be a real big impetus. There's a real uphill climb now for Larkin to try and close in, but he will try and close in after, or towards the end of this race. He will try and close in, but it's going to be a real hard task. Now coming through the right-hander of turn number 15 at Lac and Pont. Rick leading the way, lap 23 out of 27. No real chance of a safety car VSCRC incoming. It's going to remain dry for the rest of the race as well. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine here at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France, where it's a baking 20-odd degrees in real life. One of my friends in Switzerland right now definitely knows that, as I've just seen on Instagram. But Rick there leading the way, Jay Cullen 2nd. Ben JS in third, Larkin there in fourth. We'll do the right-hander now of turn number 6. Through the left-hand now, turn number 7. Jekyll, 25% battery. Rick, 49% battery. Can't read it over the man in front, but Jekyll's all going to stay within 3 seconds to try and blend in, and now pulls to the left-hand side of the track, in toward the Mistral, in towards the chicane Nord. Job done for Jekyll. Back through and he's into the race lead. Rick there in second. Larkin is closing. The gap between them around about, what, 7.2, 7.3, somewhere around that. As Tope gets the job done on Dari. Matt Tibos getting the job done on Creek and YY getting the job done on Scream. And Matt Tibos now going for Jay Hings, coming to that part of the track as well. Oh my god. Having to keep up completely there with the racing out on track. But Matt Tibos through and he's into 10th. He's having a much stronger race compared to this season. Matt Tibos is having one of his strongest races of the season here. In 10th position. Jay Hings 11th, Creekle there in 12th. Matt Tibos obviously feeling like he's got very good impetus around this track. Creekle on the back of Jay Hings. We'll try and get the job done once again. We'll turn our attention to the leaders. The gaps are closing down. J. Cole leading the way, 5/10 of a second, over Rick in second, Ben GS there in third. Division 1, by the way, is coming towards the end very soon indeed as well. They're on intermediate compound tyres. We're already ahead of them on to lap 24 out of 27. They're coming through sector 1. So, we're going to be finished before them. What I will try and do is try and get you straight over to the action in Division 1 as soon as this race has now ended. I will try and do that now, just while there's a little bit of break in the action. So it will lag a little bit, I apologise. If it does lag too much, let me know. As still, J. Cole leads the way from Rick in second, Ben JS there in third, Larkin there in fourth, and here comes J. Cole once again. Sorry, Rick once again, overtaking J. Cole down the straight in towards the chicane Nord. Get the job done. And he is through now, and he's into the race lead once again. We've got a yellow flag, however, out on track, and Ben JS is round. Ben JS is round, coming through the left-hander of turn number 7 and 8. He spun the car, I think, on the outside curb. He gets the car spun back around again, but it's now at a big cost because Liam Cross, Tope, her beauty boy, are going to be well and truly on the back of them. Rick leading the way, though, from Jekyll there in second. Then it's Larkin there in third. I'm going to quickly try and do this in terms of redirection. That's if I can do that live. Which, judging by the stream and judging by how it's going right now, I probably can't. Yeah, unfortunately I can't redirect you. So, that's a bit of a play-up. But you can go and watch it anyways. J. Cole passes Rick for the lead once again in towards turn 1. Means no safety cars, no VSEs towards the end of this race. J. Cole leading the way from Rick in second. Well, anyway, in Larkin, they seem to be fighting out for third. 6.2 seconds is a huge gap to try and make up. Too big of a gap to make up, certainly on J. Cole. Maybe on the back of Rick, however. Maybe on the back of Rick. We'll have to wait and see. As a beauty boy on the back of Tope. 7th and 8th position out on track. Coming out through the right-hander once again. Oh, as you can tell, my voice is going, and Rick already getting the job done on J. Cole. Again, broadcasting from my end, trying to keep up on board with everything. Being a solo commentator is difficult sometimes. Rick leading the way from J. Cole in second. Well, anyway, they're in third. A Beauty Boy and Tope changing positions. Sorry, Liam Cross there and Ben JS changing positions along with a Beauty Boy. A Beauty Boy up to 7th. Liam Cross now on the back of Ben JS, and he's now hunting right on the back of the man on a set of hards. Liam Cross to the inside line. It's been a really good recovery, actually, from him. Having that mishap in the first sector on the first lap of the race, Liam Cross and he's into 5th, and he is coming alive. Disappointing qualifying, but he's up to 5th, and he's making pay now on those tyres. 5.1 seconds the gap. Rick to J. Cole, 5.1 seconds. Sorry, 3/10 of a second even. Well, anyway, it's 5.1 behind them, and closing in quick. Maybe not over and done with yet. Rick leads the way. J. Cole there in second. Rick will try and defend off J. Cole now. Running down the straight towards turn number 1. And J. Cole now has to save up his battery. Rick has got 46% of ERS. J. Cole, 36. J. Cole's got about 8% less compared to Rick right now. Coming through the left-hander of turn number 5. Now in toward the right-hander of turn number 6, which is this corner here. Then through the left-hander of turn number 7. And J. Cole, if I was him, I'd be actually staying behind and waiting until the final lap to pull this one off, because you do not want to be leading onto the final lap of the race. But judging by Rick's 3-second penalty, J. Cole might think he can gap Rick. Well, he can't gap Rick. We can certainly play well anyway, potentially in terms of the podium and get Larkin, maybe even into the podiums as well. Not even done with yet, as Will Anyway is catching hand over fist. 4.5 seconds between him and Rick. Running up the hill, and he's got battery to burn. And he's got more battery to burn than Rick. It's going to be an uphill task. He's got 1.7 seconds to gain. It's not out of the question that he can gain that on the final lap of the race, you know. This is not even done with yet. J. Cole leading the way. Rick there in second. Well, anyway, there in third. Now through the left-hander, Larkin, Liam Cross, 4th and 5th. Ben JS, a beauty boy, top. You can forget about them toward the back end of the field. Tarry and then Ben JS there. Matt Tibbles there down in 10th. Matt Tibbles right on the back of Darry. But here we go. Final lap of the race. About to begin here in France at Circuit Paul Ricard in front of the blistering heat that is soaring through the clouds and soaring onto the track right now. J. Cole leads with the final 5.3 tour of the Circuit Paul Ricard about to begin. Rick there in second. On the back, the gap 4.6. Doesn't seem like it's coming down now between Will Anyway and Rick. So it seems like it's between these two for the race win. J. Cole runs wide there slightly. Coming now through the right-hander at turn number 6. Through the left-hander at turn number 7. Rick's going to have to try and burn the battery. J. Cole has gone away. J. Cole has got away down the first half of the Mistral Straight. The second half of the Mistral Straight will be key, but he might not need it. Rick pulls to the left-hand side of the track, in towards the chicane node, gets the job done into the race lead. J. Cole there in second, will try and fight back. Run up the hill, burns the battery, but Rick's got more battery to burn. He's got the overspeed though as J. Cole. Coming out in towards turn number 10 at Beausay. Or turns 10 and 11 even at Beausay. Gets the thinner line coming through the corner. Might still run. You can see that red fuel light flashing on the back. That indicates Rick is out of fuel. Is out of ERS. As J. Cole now is on the back of him. Coming through the left-hander now, turn number 12. Still trying to find the move. He doesn't really have to pull up. There's a yellow flag in the final sector through the, it's Chill, I think, that has spun. As J. Cole tries to go around the outside. He wants this race win on track. Pulls the left-hand side, the right-hand side. Gets the job done. Rick doesn't see him coming. J. Cole might take this one out on track. J. Cole now. Fantastic move through the final corner. Carbon copy of Larkin. Takes the race win. Got it on the final lap again. Got it on the final corner again. J. Cole wins. Rick in second. Well, anyway, there in third. Larkin there in fourth. Oh, as my voice has gone right at the end of that race. Liam Cross, Tope, Darry, a beauty boy, Matt Tibbles, and Ben JS top 10. J. Cole is the victor though here out on track. That was a very nice move into the final corner. It was well thought about. Rick knew he had to try and get the switch back, but Jacob was so far alongside, he couldn't. He just chopped them off completely. Really nice win from J. Cole out on track. A phenomenal win from J. Cole out on track. He is so very pleased with himself in the Discord. And absolutely rightfully so, because he absolutely deserved that race win in the end. Rick there in second. Fair in defeat. Fair in that battle. But in the end, J. Cole's pace, J. Cole's timing, J. Cole's pure mastery out on track got him that race win from Rick in second. Well, anyway, they're in third. Division 1, by the way, is going on right now, and they are going on, I think, toward the penultimate lap of the race. They are on the penultimate lap of the race. And it's Nathan that leads, Sweet Crown second, Shadow Glow there in third, but they're strung out like your man's washing line there in Division 1. So if you do want to tune in for that, now's the time to do so. Liam Cross takes drive of the day here in Division 2. There's only one drive of the day for me, and that's the man who finished off in P1 in the end, and that is J. Cole. Fantastic win from him out on track. He's had it coming for him. He's had really good results throughout the season. Been unlucky in quite a few races as well. Now is his time. Now is his moment. And he hops, skips, jumps, whatever you like to call it, toward the top step of the podium. It is a brilliant win from his perspective out on track. We will skip the podium celebrations to bring you through the order and to end off the stream. J. Cole wins from Rick there in second. Well, anyway, there in third. Larkin there in fourth with Liam Cross in fifth. Tope in sixth with Darry seventh. Beauty Boy in eighth. Matt Tibbles in ninth. And Ben Jess round off the top 10. Jay Hings 11th with Y2RY, Creeko, Legend, Scream top 15. They all pick up points. Scream in the end 12,000th of a second behind Legend toward the line. Connor O'Keefe in 16th. Patuka 17th. Chill there in 18th. Philippe and Coxie, the two AlphaTauris, in the end DNFing out of each other. They are going to be absolutely fuming with each other. I can guarantee you that as well after what happened and transpired in that race. I'm going to end off the stream so you guys can go to Division 1 right now. This stream is now ending. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time in Division 2 in Hungary,